Welcome back to Connect with Christina. What's up, everyone? Today's guest is very special. Viola Lucero with Rise Up Benefits. She's also my BNI bestie. This is a really important podcast for me because I really feel that you have something very unique and very special for your company, your product, your services that people need. They just don't know that you exist. And sometimes they don't even know that they need you. So today's episode is really meant for you guys to know that she exists, her company exists, the services, everything. And from here, you'll see where she can help you. So explain what Rise Up Benefits is.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Viola Lucero. I'm with Rise Up Benefits Group. And what I do is I'm a health and life insurance broker, specialized in Medicare, and I also am certified in long-term care. I help everyone under 65 and over 65. So I literally do have you covered from diapers to depends. That's who I am.
So my oldest has been, she's about, Leilani is turning 26 soon, like tomorrow.
Yes.
And she's aging out. Mm-hmm. And there's so many young adults aging out of their parents' policies. Mm-hmm. And who did I call right away?
So I'm fortunate enough that Christina trusts me with her family and her friends, and she has a daughter, like she said, turning 26. So that's one of the many, that can come to me for insurance. Because once you turn 26, you're no longer able to be on your parents' plan. So you do have to get your own individualized plan. And how I work is a lot different than most people because I don't focus on just medical insurance. I believe in packages of protection. And within packages of protection, I offer umbrella policies, like umbrella 1, 2, and 3, let's say. So, for example, you come to me and you get medical insurance. Well, there's always copayments and there's deductibles, there's max out-of-pockets. But at the end of the day, that's what pays your doctors and your hospitals. And that's great. You want to have that medical insurance to cover that. But when you come home and you no longer can work or you no longer can pay your mortgage, what are you going to do then? So I focus a lot on supplemental insurance, which protects you. It pays you money. It offers that package of protection. So I make sure that you're 100% covered so you can focus on healing. So if you're ever in the hospital or you're diagnosed with something, you're not going to be worried about how am I going to pay my bills. You're going to be able to focus on your healing journey. So that's what I like to do.
Seriously, though, that's so important, right? Because I feel like people only learn the importance when they're already going through it and it's too late. So this episode is for that. I want people to be prepared and have all the resources. And to me, you're a big resource. So going back to the whole aging 26, that's happening every day. So if you hear this and you have a 25-year-old aging out, just please call her. We'll leave all her information here. But the other thing that there's two more. Obviously, all your products are amazing and we'll peel it back and explain. But to me, there's two more that I really care about because as you know, my heart is always within the community. If I can give back, help out in some way, that's what really fires my soul. Mm-hmm. Elder people. Mm-hmm. You'll hear me a lot say this. I just never really understand the things that happen with our elders when they're either abused or they're forgotten.
Yes.
Because, one, I'm Filipino. And we're raised very, very family oriented, and our parents, we don't have talks of what home care. It's really when are you coming home with us so we can take care of you. And obviously I get that's a culture thing. That's fine. I respect all other cultures, but the care still needs to be there. You don't just dump them. There are people that raised us, who took care of us, who gave their lives for us. So it's our turn to take care of them. And I can go on and on because I was also in property management, managing 55 plus communities. And so that's why it's very special to me because I've experienced that where kids or family only show up when they're gone and they want their possessions, their jewelry, right? So where you come into that picture is the fact that one day it's going to be us. We're going to get old.
Right.
And, you'd hope that obviously your loved ones will take care of you. So one of your programs that I love is that where you come in and you say to the families, hey, if you have, a mom or a dad transitioning, that you can help. Can you talk about that a little bit more?
Yeah. So with people that are aging into Medicare, turning 65, everyone's required to get Medicare, Part A and Part B. Part A is your hospitalization coverage, and that's usually no charge if you worked for 10 quarters in your lifetime. And then Part B has a premium to that based on your earned income throughout your life. So the problem with Medicare is that there's a lot of exposure, a lot of gaps in Medicare. So with Medicare, they only pay for 100 days of skilled nursing coverage. That has to be with a 3-day hospital stay, and it also has to be prescribed by a physician. And you have to show signs that you're getting better. So if you're not getting better within skilled nursing, then they're going to kick you out. So I have a lot of constantly.
Like, how are we supposed to know this?
Yeah.
Like I said, you only know this when you're going through it. So I want you guys to be more aware and have resources like you. So,
well, there's a lot of calls that I get with, hey, my dad, they're no longer going to allow him to be in skilled nursing. What do we do? And at that time, it's actually a little too late because you should have thought about extended care planning, when you're healthy. Because to get into a traditional long-term care policy, that you have to pass underwriting. So there's also, that can be a little bit costly for some people, but it's very important to do extended care planning. There's also other options for home care. So a lot of people want to come home. They don't want to go to a nursing home or assisted living. They want to stay within the home. So there's plans that I can put people on that will cover home care. Because nowadays it's about $45 an hour to have somebody come in and take care of your loved one. And it's good to depend on family, but it's not always great because that family will end up getting burned out. They'll end up getting sick themselves, and they also
they have a life responsibility,
a life of their own. They have their own family, so it's really hard. And plus, a lot of people don't want to come in and bathe their mom or dad. They want somebody that's trained to do that. So
that's because you can hurt them too.
Yes. So literally, in every appointment that I do, it's always a package of protection offered. I started implementing where they have to sign now a form if they decline the coverage, because I've gotten a lot of calls like, hey, my dad had talked to you about his Medicare. I'm just wondering, does he have any other coverage? He was just diagnosed with cancer, or he was just put into a assisted living home and now he's back home and we can't take care of him. What do we do? Well, if I'll give you the whole package of protection, but now if you're going to decline that because you for whatever reason, I have to come back to your family and say, I'm sorry, but they declined it. And this is his signature here, and that's, to me, heartbreaking because people I'm there for you at your very best day, but I'm also there for you at your very worst day. So it can be very emotional on me a lot of times because I deal with so much
and also you care, right? Yeah. We all know that. We all see that. But, I mean, it's just sad to think about how there's our seniors out there that really have to decide food or medicine.
Right. And there's also special plans for seniors that are with chronic special needs. So if they have diabetes, heart, stroke, and kidney failure, things like that, I can put them on special plans that offer food and utility assistance and transportation.
See, I'm saying Viola can go on, and I think we'll have her back again too, because someone out there will listen to this and it will help them. They have a friend that they know that this is happening to. But Viola, on this senior stuff, right? Obviously, we both know it comes down also to money. Mm-hmm. And it's one, not knowing all the services and the resources, which that's why you're very important to me, is that if they even have a remote question, just don't struggle, call her.
Right.
But also, I do understand, how you're saying, have a plan for this, but it comes down to money. Mm-hmm. So, obviously not everyone has the ability to do that. But I think if you prepare everyone earlier on, you can plan ahead. I mean, what time frame in someone's life, honestly, do you think people should start looking? And I know that's a loaded question because obviously being in the car accident scene, I've amazing clients where they're fine and then the next day they're in a coma, or they have to amputate their legs, or they'll have 60 surgeries. Right. So life can switch in a second. I get that. But and that's why all the benefits and all the resources you have is available. But can you help us understand best practices for us of, when we might be considering these things?
So probably at age 45 to 50 is when you want to start looking into long-term care coverage.
Good, great.
You want to start planning for that because, like you said, anything can happen. I mean, look at Christopher Reeves. He didn't know that he was going to be paralyzed in that moment. So anything can happen, and where you would need home care or, extended like nursing home, assisted living, something like that. Cancer coverage, I would say.
That's the other one I care about. And then actually there's another one.
So cancer coverage as soon as possible. 1 in 2 men get cancer. 1 in 3 women get cancer. Those are the stats from the Cancer Society.
You hearing this, Justin?
So you need to have a cancer policy. Cancer is the number one diagnosis that leads you into bankruptcy. The cancer drugs are very expensive. $25,000. I just helped someone with their drug. $25,000 a month, not a year, a month. And so that's something that I always recommend getting. Even on children, get it, because it can happen to anybody. So,
well, and if I remember correctly, that cancer policy that you taught us in one of the BNI meetings, it was like a few Starbucks.
Yeah. So it's like maybe $30 a month, depending on your age. But also depending, you can go up to $100,000 in coverage. So if you're diagnosed on day 1, they're going to give you a lump sum amount. Now you can use that for a lot of people.
So they'll issue that?
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I've been diagnosed. So here's the thing, right? Just like with car insurance, with our friend Rebecca at State Farm, she goes out of her way to protect people. And then also we educate our people because insurance is like you hope never to use it, but you better make sure it's there if you need it. And it's the same with you.
Yes.
So, but that $30, does it fluctuate based on the age or whatever?
Yeah, it's based on the age and the amount that you want. So if you're getting like a $50,000 cancer policy, let's just say, then you tell the company, hey, I'm diagnosed. They're going to give you a lump sum check of $50,000. You can go see a naturopath doctor with that. That is not covered on insurance, right? So you can go see a naturopath. You can do different treatments that are not covered by insurance if there's like different studies
which
going
you wouldn't
on.
be able to do if you don't have the funds. So you've seen it like what's the minimum and what's the highest you've seen on a cancer policy people buy?
100,000 is
That's
the
the
highest.
max. That's the highest. What's
Right.
the lowest?
10,000, 5,000.
But that still helps.
Yeah.
Because where's that money?
Well, that'll help just at least pay your max out of pocket on your medical.
Yeah. And have you had that where like either two things, they talk to you, didn't get it, then they get it, or the cancer, or they got the policy in time, then they got it? Like do you have those stories?
Nobody can qualify for cancer policies if they've already been diagnosed with cancer within the past 5 years.
Okay.
So if you've already been diagnosed, it's too late. That's why I tell everybody from today, you're healthy today, insure yourself today. No, you're never going to be as healthy as you are today. That's why that's why I'm making people sign that form now when they
You need a
decline
shirt
it.
that says that.
Yeah, I know. It's so important. And also heart and stroke coverage. Every 38 seconds, somebody's having a heart attack or a stroke. So that's another thing that I always recommend is that coverage as well. And
obviously there's different studies about that. But I mean, sometimes they tell you, oh, it's a high-strung person, or it's like family blood. Like it really happens to anyone, like even young people. Like so, you can't. If there's a policy out there that can cover it, and you sacrifice, $20, $30, I want you to do that because it's gonna save you. The other thing that I care about too is like when people don't have insurance, whether they can't afford it, even if their company offers it, but their portion they can't afford it, so they opt out. That's one. I want you to think of Viola. If you just don't have any insurance, I didn't know, and obviously I'm just busy. I don't always pay attention. But when I met you, that was my favorite thing. I've been telling everyone, no, there's help. So share that.
So basically, with health insurance, there's a lot of different types of health insurance. There's the ACA Marketplace, which offers tax credits and subsidies based on your income. So if you're low income, you're more than likely maybe going to qualify for a $0 premium plan. If, a lot of people kind of sway away from looking at insurance because they think they can't afford it, but then they come out paying $30 premium or something very affordable. So always, if you don't have a broker, don't try to do it by yourself, because you're going to put yourself in a bad spot. For example, I had a lady that she has diabetes and she uses a sensor. She called me in tears saying that she couldn't afford her diabetic drugs and she didn't know why. I looked at her policy. She had a $4,500 prescription drug deductible. And I said, well, who put you on this policy? And she said, I did. I said, well, that's why. So always work with a broker.
Sometimes people just don't understand it. It's a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I was one of those, and, you know, when I was still working in corporate and then have those benefit meetings, I would fall asleep. And then I would call my best friend, who was also my boss at the time. Jeannie, what did they say? Because I fell asleep. So, you know, it's not like that easy to comprehend, especially like, I feel like it's such a niche, you know? Yeah. So that's why I want everyone to see you as, like, for my people, I want them to see me as, hey, some life happens to you, you know, and you
Christina.
need, like, you're in a car accident, dog bite, whatever, come to me.
Yes.
So I want them to see you the same way when it comes to stuff like this. Because in knowing you, you've helped a lot of, like, people with that. Like, even people I know. So what was that program where they qualify if they make a certain amount?
So that's with the ACA Marketplace. So then we would just check their income, check their dependents, see what they qualify for, find a plan, check their doctors, check their prescription drugs, make sure everything's in the network. So that's one option. There's also short-term medical plans that people can get that you do have to be healthy. It doesn't cover pre-existing conditions. So that's another option. So pretty much who I help is like anyone transitioning in between jobs. That's what short-term medical would be good for. And like you said, turning 65, turning 26, aging off their parents' plan, and pretty much anyone. Just what I focus on, I think that is very important for people to understand, is that you shouldn't just have a medical policy. You should have a full package of protection, full coverage on everything that protects you. I mean, you insure your car, right, for financial loss. Why would you not insure your finances? Yeah. So that's important.
And when they sit down with you, they can see, like, you know, what they can afford.
Right.
Obviously.
So I build out everything for them, and then they choose what's comfortable for them. And it's always about them. It's never, I'm a broker. I have every company out there. So I can literally niche down into what they need and what's important to them.
Yeah. And then, like, kind of work with their budget.
Right.
And then as far as the cancer one, I hate to say it, but, like, I feel like you're right. Everyone should have that. Yeah. You don't want to get it, but it's just that's a problem. You don't know if you're going to get it or not. But you just said today that once a person's been diagnosed, they cannot.
Right.
My
friend's little nephew, 2-year-old little nephew, got cancer. His parents had to relocate. 2 years old. They were in Colorado for a month as he went through cancer treatments out there. And think about that. You can't work. You're worried about your child. You're with them in the hospital 24 hours a day. You're not even in your home state. That adds up. Finances, I mean, that was probably very, very hard for them. And a good thing they have good parents that help them, but some people don't have that. So that's where cancer policies come in, is they bring in that income so you can focus on getting better.
So for the people who are 45 and above, you really have to have that, among other things, which, we'll list all that stuff. We'll keep talking about it. But just to be clear, you're saying that for a premium a month, if they opt to do the $100,000 and then they do, unfortunately, get the diagnosis, that your insurance, that specific plan, will issue that $100,000.
Right.
There's no red tape, type of way that they're like, well,
whatever
actually, I'm going to only give you half.
You apply for and you're approved for will be the amount you get upon diagnosis, initial diagnosis. So there's also some plans that have treatment policies. So you can get, like, let's just say a $10,000 initial diagnosis lump sum amount. But then as you go through different treatments, like say you're in the hospital, or if you're they'll give you a daily benefit for hospitalization. They'll pay you like $600 a week for chemo. The different types of treatment, they'll pay a certain amount according to what you're going through. So there's plans like that, or there's just lump sum plans where you can just get a lump sum of money, or the treatment policy with a lump sum of money. So there's this different ways. Everyone's different. Joe, one of my clients, my Medicare clients, he actually came in. And he said, I just want to thank you. And I said, what's going on? And he said, well, we couldn't go to your client appreciation event because Stephanie got sick, his wife. I said, is she okay? And he said, well, actually, she got diagnosed with cancer. And I said, I'm so sorry. And she's 45, he's 65. There's a big age gap. He goes, he just retired. So he said, finances were getting hard for me. And then I realized you made us get that cancer policy.
Wow.
And that money is in my account right now. Wow. And I'm telling Stephanie to think where she wants to go on vacation when she recovers.
Right.
So see, it really affects, I mean, it
makes a difference. I mean,
game
it
changer.
can make and break your situation, essentially. Right. I feel like at BNI, you've shared, wonderful stories. Is there other ones you can think of that's really been like a profound thing of gives you your why and what you do?
It's every day. I probably get 3 cancer claims a week that I deal with.
So you handle the claim too?
If I'm also have one of my carriers is Aflac, so with them I do all the claims for my people.
That's just one of the options.
Yeah. So if somebody doesn't know how to file a claim or what to do, obviously they're going through the worst things possible in their life. I'm always there. I'm always available. I'm sitting with them. They come into my office. We work through their paperwork. We file their claims.
Just the paperwork alone.
Yes. They get so overwhelmed, and they don't feel good, and they're tired, and all the things. And it's just, I just spend my days all day just helping people all day long, and that's like my passion. Like you love to help people. You're always out there trying to give and help and
try.
And that's, that's what we all need to do as people, I think, is just give our time and just help everybody. If you have something that that you're knowledgeable of and you can help, then do it.
And you have the back end and the internal capacity to be able to support people coming to you for help like that?
I have 4 virtual assistants. I've got 1 licensed agent, and then I just got another, Brianna. She's going to be starting as admin.
Okay, so
I'm just starting to.
She's a phone call away, guys.
Yeah,
a text phone call away.
I usually am by appointment only because it gets really busy. Sure. So it's always like my calendar is connectwithriseup.com. So if you go to connectwithriseup.com and you're on the calendar, then we'll see what's going on in your situation and find what's right for you.
Viola, share your personal story with us. Mm-hmm. I know that you're someone with a very deep why. So do I. You're very passionate about helping people, and I want you to share your story.
So I have been a flight attendant for 25 years with Southwest Airlines. I'm still a flight attendant. Yeah. So within that career, it's like the whole thing. But within that career, you're lifting luggage, you're pulling heavy things all the time. You're helping people. You're
helping some Karens.
Yes. My shoulders got so injured from just years of wear and tear. And I practice what I preach. So I have every single policy that I tell everyone else to get. So I know exactly how they work. I know exactly what they do.
What do you have?
Oh my gosh. I have an accident policy. Good for dog bites.
Okay.
I have cancer policy. I have a hospital indemnity plan. I have a short-term home care plan. I have a long-term care policy. I have 3 life insurance policies, and I have disability, short-term and long-term disability.
And I would say you did this also because you have your children. So
yes, and they're all covered.
But also, I will assume you did this so that the prices don't go up, yes?
Right.
So they're locked in. That's another point, y'all.
Yeah, so you want to lock in at your current age and your current health. Because tomorrow you're going to be a day older or tomorrow you could be diagnosed with something. So you always want to be locked in today, wherever you are. So, for example, when I had my 2 shoulder surgeries, I got $3,000 a month on disability. That was just paid to me like a paycheck. I got paid, I would say, over $6,000 for my accident policy. And then I also got paid for my hospital policy. So that was another, I think, over $4,000. So I literally made within the 6 months, I don't know, like 50,000, something like that. Mm-hmm. So it really helped.
You got the help.
Yeah.
That's the point.
It really helped.
Because otherwise...
And it would take me years to pay that back in premiums. Like if you calculate what you pay every month for premiums, there's no way it would be years, 30 years or something like that. Mm-hmm. I have a friend right now who has her spouse in the hospital. He had something with his spine that left him paralyzed. So it hurts me because I should have approached her and said, hey, do you guys have coverage, prior to this happening? But I can't get to everyone all the time. It's just, I can only try to educate as much as I can with whoever will listen, right? Because now he's no longer able to work. He was the breadwinner of the family. He's in the hospital right now. He can't walk. I mean, it's going to be a life-changing event, and that just happened this week. There's so many stories. I mean, there's people that, get diagnosed with cancer all the time. There's people that get diagnosed with
what's the most
accidents.
common one?
Or the cancer.
But
breast
kind?
Cancer. A lot of breast cancer. Yeah, colon cancer.
Okay, you guys know
Mm-hmm.
I have a bunch of videos out there, and I'm pretty blunt and bold and loud because I care about my friends and all of you. They've lowered the age where you have to do a colonoscopy.
Yeah.
So please do that. It's not something to be ashamed of. Do it, because if they find any polyps or whatever, those are what they scrape off, because that's what can cause or starts to be cancer or whatever.
Right.
So if you're this segment of the episode, this was your validation. You really needed to make your
Yes.
colonoscopy
And age
appointment.
is not a factor. So I
Yeah.
had a 95-year-old that was diagnosed with colon cancer recently.
Yeah. You guys know I hate that C word. So that's why, I want everyone, Justin back there, our awesome producer, protect yourself.
Yes.
We hope that no one gets it, but you just never know. That's
know.
the whole point of this. And it's affordable to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah,
So,
and insurance is a risk, right? It's a risk that something could happen.
Yeah.
And like we said, just like your car, it's a risk that you could be in an accident. But if that does happen, so I was misdiagnosed with cancer. For 30 days, I thought I had cancer.
What?
And
What
I had
did they
to go
say?
get a
May I
PET
ask?
scan.
What did they say?
So I had ankle pain.
Uh-huh.
And I went to I had the pilots were pushing back from the plane. I rolled my ankle. I thought that's what it was. I went to the company doctor. They said, "Oh no, you have a cyst in your bone." And they said it looks like it could be cancer. So they took me off of workers' comp, I had to go see my regular doctor, wait 30 days to get a PET scan to verify if it was cancer or not, bone cancer even. That's horrible. And the first thing in my mind when they told me that was insurance. I was like, okay, I have cancer insurance. I have life insurance. Live or die, everything's going to be fine.
With your kids,
And then the
especially.
second thing you think about is your family. So it's not your family first, it's your insurance. Even when you're in a car accident, what do? You grab your insurance, right?
Yeah.
You're not thinking about anything.
Well, you call Christina now first.
Yes.
And then you grab your insurance.
Yes. So that's just that's
But it's true. It's and you mentioned that earlier too, it takes you time to, that benefit that they pay out.
Yep.
When you do the math. And that's the way I see car insurance. It's a big pot. And we're all putting in there. So good for you if you never get in an accident. But like I said, if you are, you better use it.
Yeah, you don't want to ever use it.
That's your money.
But you want it there in case you need it.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be the only thing that's going to save you. Like, for example, Joe's wife, she had to quit her job. I mean, now they lost income in their household. She was not able to work. He was retired, so he was now able to help her and take care of her and things like that. But that put, obviously a strain in there because he had just retired. I mean, he lost his income already. He went into Social Security income, and then now his wife can't work. So, and they have 2 small children.
I feel like, and this is something that's happening while we're talking here to families out there. So if you're watching this, parts of it, share it, because we'll reach people to help. Do you also help with with the Social Security stuff?
Yeah. So when people turn 65, they come to me all the time. So I put them on Social Security, Medicare, and I help them with all of that stuff. We have different steps that we go through. So first step is making sure they have Medicare Part A and B. Second step is they watch my recorded webinar that teaches them about Medicare. And then the third step is my recommendation. And then we go through everything in their with their wishes for what they want. And I basically take them from retirement into, or from, I guess, group benefits into retirement.
Right.
So I make sure that they're covered when they're 85, because as we age, everything either you don't qualify for anymore or it's too expensive.
Or you just can't figure it out.
Yeah.
And at least they have someone to turn to.
Right.
And then also you did mention that you could also help businesses with their plan.
Yep.
Or those people that are opting out. And then, a lot of
Yeah, so like small business owners with group benefits, I can bring
1099
in.
employees.
Yep. Group benefits, health, life, Medicare, group benefits. I have a great plan for groups over 20 with 20 employees. It's a different way of doing insurance, but it's really amazing.
No one will know that option unless you
really
talk
amazing.
to her.
Yeah, and it's a very affordable plan.
Yeah. So I think, if you're out there, you don't have insurance, I'm telling you right now, this is a lady you can talk to. Now, question, if when people sit down with you and you kind of itemize all the things, obviously, again, it comes down to budget, right? Mm-hmm. Do you then kind of say, out of all of this, if this is all you can afford, then we should do this plan? Okay.
So we'll look at their budget. First we'll look at medical, because that's the core of everything. And then we'll kind of build a plan around the medical. So it depends on their deductible, their max out of pocket. Even if they can just do a $5,000 cancer plan, that's going to save them from that deductible or that max out of pocket. So it's always based on their budget. And then if, like with seniors, for example, I try to talk to their children, because I want them to understand what their parents are getting into, number one. But number two, if they can't afford that plan, then usually the kids will pay for it.
Right.
So they want their parents protected. Yeah.
And in our field, personal injury, I can guarantee you the people who work in that space, there's very key things that they know they have to have, so they have it.
Right.
Whether that's the UM, MedPay, first party rental, umbrella policy, they have it because they know the outcome if you don't. In your space, you also know what can happen if they don't have X, Y, Z.
Right.
So, and the fact that you're willing to talk to people and kind of work with them on their budget, that's awesome. We'll put all your information so they know how to get a hold of you. It's hard, when the parents transition into that stage.
Yes.
And depending on what the kids' situations are, if they're also single.
Also,
parents.
I think that a lot of people are afraid to reach out to brokers because they're afraid of the cost. So it's no cost to talk to
So the consultation is free, always.
Working with me is completely no cost. It's no obligation, no cost. It's just looking at your situation, making sure that you understand what you have, how to use it, what it covers, and then also making sure that you're in the right coverage. So a lot of people are in the wrong coverage, and they don't even realize it. Yeah. I'm going tomorrow actually, to Avondale to help a gentleman that's in kidney failure. And he's on a Medicare plan that has nothing to do with helping him with kidney failure. So I'm going out there to show him how I can literally change his life by putting him on a plan for kidney failure. So he can actually get a transplant at the Mayo Clinic.
That's very touchy with me. My mom went through that. She had to have dialysis because of all that. And we would have to drive to Mayo Clinic.
Yes.
And my kids were so little. I'd shower in the hospital stuff and all the bill. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And you are the go-to person in this. So I'm glad you came on.
Me too. Thank you for having me. It's awesome.
And we'll definitely keep sharing this, and that way we can find the people that need your help and that are suffering because they don't know that there's help out there. But before you leave, I want you to give a shout out to our BNI, why you love us, the people in there. Our BNI family is the best. And I have two more things before we leave.
Why we're in BNI. So BNI is just, we help each other, we support each other, we meet once a week, and we just talk about, what's going on in our businesses and how we can all support each other. We rise everyone up as a group. So it's really special, and everyone should come and visit us. Yeah. I think.
My personal call, everyone who actually knows me, is close to your company. My forever saying is that we rise by lifting others.
Yes.
So with the BNI thing, I have gathered that sometimes people are like, it's too much work because you have to show up,
right?
Every week. And maybe it's just a stepping stone. Once, if you're a small business and then you get big, then you don't need it. Right. I say that's wrong. For me, too. I always function on day one anyway. But when I go, that's when I re-energize myself. Yes. Not to mention you meet more people. But we're like a collective group family, and we all, like you said, help each other out.
Yeah.
And we do have one of the best chapters.
Yes,
So
I
we're
agree.
a big advocate of BNI. So we love you, BNI.
Yes.
And you have your 2 kids that you love, and you just recently became a grandma. So
I know, I'm so excited.
congratulations. And obviously, just knowing you, like all the policies you have, all the things you have in place, it's to protect them.
Right.
And I've gotten to know that about you, even the things you do for your
I
son.
spend so many hours and so much time studying and learning and growing. And I mean, I just got back from Salt Lake City from 3 days of intense learning. So with insurance, it changes every year. So for example, next year, 2026, Banner Aetna is pulling out of the individual market. So anyone that has Banner Aetna in the individual market, they're not going to have a policy. So they're going to need a broker, and they're going to need to talk to somebody. There's a lot of changes in Medicare. There's a lot, I mean, every single year. I do plan reviews starting with, so November 1st is open enrollment for health insurance. And then October 15th is open enrollment for Medicare. So I'm very, very, very,
save
very
that on
busy.
your calendars.
Yes. So if you do not have anyone to talk to, call me, because we need to put you on the calendar. Every year I do a review with all of my people. So we do one-to-one reviews. We make sure you're always in the best option for the next year. And then knowing again what you have, how it works, and what it's going to cover. So I take on a lot. It's a big responsibility, but it's also it's a rewarding.
I think for people who love what they do, it's not work. We're helping people, and that's what we do.
Yeah.
But before we say bye, because I know we're up on our time,
Yes.
I want you to leave a message for your 2 kids for now and for the future. What do you want to tell them?
Oh, so my 2 kids are amazing. They're both getting licensed, and they're going to be my succession plan in my agency. So they're going to take over if I were to pass away. So I know that my clients will always be protected and covered and with good people. But my kids, they're amazing. They follow me, and they see how hard I work. So they've become really hard workers, and I really love them so much. I'm so proud of everything they've done. And
So now it's the time you look at the camera, because you're going to leave a message to each one right now.
Okay. So for Brianna, I'm very proud of you. You're now a mom, and you're a great mom. And you've done amazing things. You've graduated with your fashion design bachelor's degree, and you finished high school, which was my number one goal for you, was getting you through high school and also college. And then now you're a mom, and I get to watch that. You followed me in my footsteps. You're now a flight attendant with Southwest Airlines as well. And now you're getting your license to be an insurance agent, and you're following me now with my agency. So couldn't be more proud of you. And Jacob, again, same thing. We got you through high school. Now you're at Arizona State University studying digital marketing and getting your bachelor's degree. You already are a licensed agent, and you're actually at the office right now making your calls, and I'm so proud of you. And I know you're both going to do amazing things in your life, and I love you guys, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you. There you go.
Yep.
Thank you for coming. I know you're busy, and it's been a pleasure having you.
Yes,
thank you for
thank you.
helping all the people that you help, and we will see you back here at Connect with Christina.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.